When most people think of redwoods in the San Francisco Bay Area, they think of Muir Woods, of course, which is beautiful, definitely worth visiting. But there's actually a hidden gem, little grove of redwood trees that most people, even who live in the Bay Area, don't know about. And I'm going to tell you about it today because it's really a beautiful spot to visit. So it's actually in the East Bay, and it's tucked away inside of the Regional Park Botanic Garden. So this is in Tilden Regional Park, huge park in Berkeley, spans Berkeley and Oakland. And the first thing to know, you have to know which botanical garden you're going to, because UC Berkeley has a botanical garden. There's an admissions fee for that one. It's a little more curated, a little more kind of put together, I guess I would say. Wonderful spot to go. There's also a little redwood grove there. But the one we're talking about is the Tilden Regional Park Botanical Garden. This one is open to the public. It's part of the park. It's not run by UC Berkeley. And it's a little bit more sort of natural of a setting, a lot more like volunteers that maintain it, a little bit more rugged than the Botanic Garden at UC Berkeley, and that's the one you want to go to. So there's parking right across the street from it. It's a pretty limited lot. There are restrooms, which is great. There's a small visitor center. It's sometimes staffed on the weekends, but fundamentally this is a kind of a DIY type of experience. And once you get there, you're going to park across the street, walk in. There's the nursery on the side, and then you follow the trail down towards the left. There's a little path. It's going to cross a bridge. It's going to go by a building where they sometimes have plant sales, and then you'll find this little grove of redwood trees. And it's pretty amazing. They're giant Sequoia redwood trees, and the distinction there is most of the ones in Muir Woods and along the coast are coast redwoods. Giant sequoias get even bigger, and they are really quite amazing. So this is what you get in that little grove, and it's basically this little tucked away kind of hidden gem. Probably about 20 trees in there, but it's been there since 1946, and it's just an amazing place to stand among those trees. You'll very often be the only person there, which is awesome, because again, most people just don't know about it. And you've got the kind of grove floor area here. It's beautiful. It's covered up. It's a great place for a picnic. It's a great place to meditate because, again, it's, that sort of solitude. And great place to bring kids if you want them to see some redwood trees without having to go all the way up to Muir Woods and deal with the entry fees and all that kind of stuff. Again, this part is free. And you can just sit among these incredible giant redwoods that have been there for, almost a century at this point. These aren't the old growth redwoods you get in Muir Woods. That's the other big difference. Those have been there for over 1,000 years in some cases. These are newer redwoods. They've been planted again in 1946. So still pretty old, pretty big trees, but not quite as old as the Muir Woods ones. Still, it's just an incredible, contemplative, beautiful little spot to hang out and have a picnic and sit with your kids or meditate, maybe put on some music on your headphones and just be there in nature. Now, it's also part of the Tilden Regional Park Botanical Garden. So once you go in, sit in that redwood grove, you can also go and explore the rest of the botanical garden. And they've got all these little bridges and walkways and things. Again, it's a little more of a DIY experience, but for people who are interested in the plants, everything is labeled really nicely. You get a lot of different species that have been collected from all over California. But again, that little redwood grove, it's small, it's not a huge space, but it's just a beautiful spot to sit and enjoy the nature there. Check it out, Tilden Regional Garden. Make sure you're finding the right botanical garden. Head in there, it's free, bring your kids.